Casey's an 18-year-old guy in high school who introduced himself to me at breakfast, and you're on the spectrum. What town do you live in?
Brattleboro, Vermont.
Okay, cool. All right, so if I want to talk about Casey, step number one, I have to think about Casey, and I have to think what I know about Casey. I don't know very much about Casey, except we met at breakfast, and he's shared with me about himself, being a high school student. And so what I also know is that Casey's at the conference. So those are things that I can organize myself to think about him about. So now if I want to communicate with Casey, I have to establish physical presence. So if I want to talk to Casey, I can say, so Casey, are you driving back to the conference tonight? And he's probably having a very weird thought about me. Actually, yeah, Casey's kind of like not happy at all with what's going on with me, because I'm not doing it in a conventional way. And even though Casey, you have some challenges you've been dealing with social, you're tuned in enough to know, hey, Michelle's body matters, right? Like, it's important that I get, like, if I come over here, because Casey, probably somewhere in your life you've been taught the one-arm rule, that people are supposed to stand one arm from each other, yeah? So, right, the one-arm rule. So I can follow the one-arm rule, and I can say, Casey, so why are you driving back tonight? What's up with you? He's just giving me this weird look. But I was following the one-arm rule. So I'm still one arm from you. So it's not just the one-arm rule, it's my physical presence. I have to worry about my hips, my shoulders, my head. And Casey, you're doing a good job trying to stay present to me, even though I'm not making this easy for you, because you've got your shoulders and hips turned towards me. Very good. No, and you were doing great, because the reason you had him open like that is because you're aware all these people are looking at you, so you kept a shoulder open to acknowledge them. So it's awesome, right? So that's the physical presence piece. But you could say, okay, what if because Casey, if I'm standing like this, what do you want me to do for you to make you feel more comfortable?
Well, you could, first of all, sit, and stand and look at me.
Okay. All right. So that's exactly what I'm doing now. Casey. So
towards this way, please.
You're so fussy. You have so many judgments. Yeah? Because I'm not making you comfortable right now, huh? I'm violating.
No, you're creeping me out.
Yeah, okay. All right. So you're doing great. You're doing great. And if I play with everyone this way up here, you're doing great. Because you're showing all your abilities, right? You're showing all your knowledge around this. So, yeah, okay, come to the center stage. Excellent. Isn't it easy for us to creep each other out? And what's important for me is that you have all this knowledge, right? You're showing me all this knowledge.
Yeah. Yes, I am.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay, so our bodies matter. Our hips. Now I'm going to have you turn back and face towards me a little bit. All right. So it's better if I come up to you. And so now I'm going to use my body the way you expect. I'm going to use my body this way. And the third part is using my eyes. So now I'm going to come up to Casey. I'm going to keep working on this question I have for him. So what are you doing? Are you driving back tonight?
Yeah, we are. We're driving home up north, but I can't see what your face, ma'am. You're kind of looking. What are you looking up at?
That's a problem for you?
Yes, I can't. I need you to show me some eye contact, so other folk, so I can see what you're trying to tell me. If let's say if I'm going up here, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go up here, and I want to talk to you all up here, and then, but if I talk to you like this, let's say, okay, I'm gonna talk to you this way. That is much more, better.
Right. Right. And then throughout all of this, thank you. Excellent. So one more. So now, I have to use language, and in the language, I not only use the language, but now we could also work on tone of voice and loudness and all of that. We use language to relate to each other as we communicate. And so now you're going to come back and use your body with me, physical presence and eyes. And now I'm going to ask you, so you are driving home tonight?
Yes, I am.
Do you have school tomorrow?
Yes, I do, but I took the day off to go to come to this conference.
So is that a problem? Like you're playing hooky? People can get mad at you?
No, I already told the vice principal and the assistant. Trust me, if I would have gotten into some serious trouble if I did, if I did play hooky, and although I have a sense of responsibility, I mean, there are some kids that are like, okay, screw all you people. I'm gonna go off to I'm gonna go smoke pot with my friends, and we can all have fun and blah blah blah. Okay, that's real nice.
So now you're doing, the fourth step, and this is step, and you're doing a great job talking to them and entertaining them. But if this was a conversation, would I feel like you were really interested in me at this point? Or has your language gone too far away from paying attention to me?
A little bit. I kind of got a little, I kind of started to walk away from you, which is kind of rude.
So, but you know what? We can understand in this context, but if I ask you, so now let's just pretend it's just the two of us, all right? Because you obviously have a great sense of humor.
Okay, well, you're not here.
And clearly you don't smoke pot yet.
Actually, I've never had once.
Okay, so, okay. What a weird question, huh? Okay, so do you like to travel?
Yes, I've traveled to China and France and Quebec, and along with
Now I'm going to work with you right here, because this is an area that you're obviously working on with folks, huh? Because when we're talking to each other, we need to give, remember, you weren't here yesterday, I said 5-second responses. We give really quick information. So if I say, do you like to travel, you're going to just start with saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Except now you can't yell it out, because we have a thought about that. So now you have to say it calmly.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now I say, where do you like to travel? And you're going to tell me maybe just 2 places.
I don't know. China, France.
Cool. Have you been to those places?
Yes, I have. It was a lot of fun.
Now, I want you to, if we had a picture on us right now, if someone took a picture right now, would they think that you're trying to talk to me?
No, they would think that, I'm trying to talk to I don't know, like these several thousand people at this
All right.
I don't know who is, how
Right.
many people.
But what was expected right now?
Me, I'm supposed to be
Right.
turning my back towards them.
Well, no, not your back. And this is the tricky part, right? This is that executive functioning part, because it's like, how do I keep paying attention to Michelle when I've got all these other people here, and how do I inhibit paying to them in order to figure out how we even keep talking? So I like to travel too, and recently I was on this trip to Asia where I was just in Australia, and I was in Perth, and I was in Sydney and Melbourne, and then we got on the plane and I flew to Hong Kong, and I got sick on the plane. Then I was worried about whether they'd even let me into Hong Kong, because they have screeners on the airport, and if you get sick in Hong Kong, they immediately put you in the hospital if you come through the airport that way. And then I went to Singapore, and then I went to the Philippines, and we had some time off in Philippines, but we went to a doctor's in Singapore because I was really sick, and it turned out that we had this entire appointment that took 45 minutes with the doctor and medication, and they only charged us $40, which was amazing, because in the United States that would be like $2,000, and we were like, wow, that is like crazy what's happening in the United States. But then we went off to the Philippines, and we had 10 days. You have a problem?
Well, I had the same experience. I kind of.
So hold on.
They think only in Shanghai though, because they think Chinese. They wanted me. I have to take like a certain pill to go to sleep, and then the people really they pulled me off the
I'm just
plane.
going to stop you for a minute. So did you think it was a little bit rude that I was talking so much? Not. You weren't.
A little bit. I mean, you were talking also really fast, especially if I was a foreigner. I'll be like.
All right, so that would be something that we're both working on then. And if I was to be working with you as your therapist, I'd be working on having you be more aware of how much people talk to each other. Because I was going on and on and on. And it actually should have been somewhat offensive to you, because I wasn't showing enough interest in you. So that's what people are working on, is understanding this level of how much language we give to each other. But man, have you been fun to bring up here? And this was completely unplanned. I wasn't even planning on calling you up.
Told me to not even come up here. She said, "Oh no, he did not just do that."
But you know what? I think you did a really good job showing us your level of ability, because clearly you have many abilities, and clearly you're working on some stuff, which is why you've come to the conference, right?
Yes, and now I can tell my therapist, who actually is here. She's actually a speech language pathologist. Her name is Kathleen Heron. Kathleen, are you here somewhere? She probably is in here somewhere.
Well, you know what? If she's not here, she's totally busted. So,
Busted.
all right. Thank you very much.